hi there. How's it going? All right. Here we go. All right. Welcome to Big Jim Blogcast Live. Here we go. So let's see here. It is Friday, April 17th, 2020, and this is Big Jim Blogcast Live 2.0, episode 127. So here we go. Give me a minute here. I'm just gonna. What am I gonna do? Oh, all right. Use my. There we go. There we go. All right. So we're live. All right. Okay. All right. Well, that won't let me go in. But anyways, welcome to Big Jim Blogcast Live 2.0, episode 127. It is Friday, April 17th, 2020. Let's see here. Oh, come on, man. All right. It is to... Yes. All right. And we'll get into that craft beers in a minute here. All right. So, what are we doing? Okay, here we go. All right. There we are. Janice, Rob, glad you could join us tonight. All right. So, okay, now, all right. Put up some sound there. All right. There. Thanks for bearing with me here. Now we can get going here. Boom. Now I can watch myself and keep up with you guys. Anyways, welcome to Big Jim's Blogcast Live. All right. Never happy. Whoops. Whoops. Oh. I got this, so hold on a sec. All right. Okay. There we go. Hello, Denise, Janice, Rob. Anyways, yeah, Big Jim Blogcast Live 127, April 17, 2020. Yeah, so I'm Jim, and I may say a few bad, dirty words like screw, damn, shit, the F word, you know, and I might gonna throw out some random bongo solos here tonight. Yeah, I gotta love the random bongo solos there. So, all right. So, anyways, who we are. I'll get to the craft beer in a minute here, but this is the craft beer for tonight. It's called Zane Lost His Avocado Bag, and it is by the Refined Fool Brewery in Sarnia. It's an IPA, so I'll get on that open that, but let's see, let me introduce myself, who we are, Big Jim Blogcast Live. Welcome to Big Jim Blogcast Live 2.0, episode 127 on Facebook Live, Saturdays and Sundays. I'm coming to you like, well, a little bit Friday night, nothing else better to do. Big Jim Blogcast Live is based out of Sarnia, Ontario, Canada, bordering Port Huron, Michigan. And we're in our we're in our second year, debuting back all the way back to November 2018. Our humble beginnings. Big Jim's Blogcast Live 2.0 does craft beer reviews from craft breweries right in Sarnia to the U.S., right across from like Ontario and the world. So hey, paired with good spirits tonight, I've got a thing of blended Scotch whiskey and a nice cigar, which I'm gonna Cuban, which I'm gonna light up in a minute here. Now we're okay. Yeah, we deliver birthday shoutouts to our friends. The craft beers are paired with a good spirit, whiskey, rum, a good cigar. We deliver birthday shoutouts to our friends, countdowns, let you know about local events in and around Sarnia, Ontario, and yeah, get a like in for that one. Yeah. Ooh. All right. So we're firing at you on all cylinders here tonight. Yeah, we give you inspiring, fun quotes, talk about classic canceled TV shows like spin-offs, 1, 2, 3 hit season wonders, double, triple shots of actors, TV shows. and character actors, popular veteran character actors, music, one-hit wonders, rap, country, hair bands, punk, pop, musicians, the guitarists, drummers, bass players, pro wrestling. We'll talk about classic wrestlers, the organizations like AWA, NWA, WCW, ECW, Stampede Wrestling, the pay-per-views, the talk about Star Trek, Star Wars, Battlestar Galactica, anything from sci-fi like droids, weapons, ships, minor characters. We'll talk about sports like the NBA, NHL, and hockey, NASCAR, NFL, championship series, the players, athletes, random bongo solos. There's one. Oh. There we go. So let's get going here. Have a drink and sit back and enjoy the fun. So anyways, we are going to give you some birthday shout outs now. All right. So, okay, here we go. Yeah, like that, like that, like that. Ooh, all right. There we go. So, all right. Anyway, before we go do that, I'll do all of that. I'm going to pop open this beer. So, it's called, oh, wait a minute. I'll light this one up. Oh, that feels so good. All right, so I'm going to write something in here. Renee, I see you've just joined us. All right. Doug, I see you've just joined us. Howdy. Welcome to Big Jim Blogcast Live 2.0. And I'm just about to pop open this craft beer here from Refined Fool right here in Sarnia. Doug, I see you've just joined us again. All right. Well, anyway, thank you for joining us on a Friday night. Let's see here. See how it is. All right. All right. And remember, I'm trying it for the very first time. So, here it goes. And, again, all right. There we go. All right. Are you scared? I'm not scared. Oh, it's got, like, so far, nice hint of well, screw it. Let's go. All right. So that's not bad. Not bad at all. So, all right. So I have to taste this again. Not a bad beer, you know. Not that bad. I'll give it a rating later on in the blogcast. So, yeah. So anyways, how's everybody enjoying lockdown, quarantine? Everything you hope for and more. So anyways, yeah. All right. So now we're going to get to, we will get to some birthday shout outs. Okay, hold on. All right. I wish I never... All right. Stewie, I see you've just joined us tonight, Stu. Welcome to Big Jim Blogcast Live. Stu, the beer for tonight is called Zane Lost His Avocado Bag by the Refined Fool Brewery here in Sarnia. It's too early for me to rate it. I give it a rating later on in the blogcast, out of 10. So far I've tried it, and you know, not a bad beer. I've got Islay Miss Scotch whiskey here with me, and a nice Cuban cigar. So All right. So, okay. Yeah. Anywho, thanks everybody for joining me tonight. You got nothing else better to do, and this is a disease-free, coronavirus-free blogcast. So I'm probably saving your life. You're probably saving your own life tonight by watching anyways. All right. Well, here we go. We're going to get to some birthday shout-outs here. Ready up the band. From this past Tuesday, Helena Sousa. If you're watching, Helena, happy birthday. It was last Tuesday. From last Wednesday, Gerald Dove, happy birthday to you. Daryl Mullen, happy birthday to you. From just this past Thursday, my cousin Aaron Brown, happy birthday to you. Monica Bagshaw, Sherri Hayward. They all celebrated their birthdays on Thursday. Happy birthday to you guys. And just today, Jeff Sinfield, Shauna George, Mike Mcintosh, Kerri Hill, and my Uncle Michael Brown. Happy birthday to you guys. Yeah. Kaboom. And tomorrow, Michelle Gross, happy birthday to you. All right. So, all right. Helena Sousa, Gerald Dove, Daryl Mullen, Aaron Brown, Monica Bagshaw, Sherri Hayward, Jeff Sinfield, Shauna George, Mike Mcintosh, Kerri Hill, Michael Brown, Michelle Gross, happy birthday to you guys. So, Tanya, Miss Dwinell, how are you? I see you watching. You're tuning into Big Jim Blogcast Live 2.0. Tanya, the craft beer here for tonight is called the Zane Lost Avocado Bag. It's an IPA. And it is brewed right here in Sarnia, Ontario by the Refined Fool Brewing Company. Excuse me. Now, all right. And I'll give it a rating later on out of 10. I've tried it. It's not that bad of a beer. Oh. Yeah, not that bad. Like I said, I'll give it a rating of out of 10 later on in the blogcast. So, I'm assuming you're watching, half of you are watching from Bruce County, and half of you are watching from Sarnia. So, anyway, we're going to get into some local events here before we get into some countdowns and talk about last Wednesday's Wine O'Clock Wednesday blogcast. Now, Friday, June 25th. Now, with this coronavirus and all this other everybody lockdown, these events might be canceled or like the buzzwords of the day are canceled, delayed, postponed, on hiatus. So, yeah, here we go. Well, Friday, June 25th, Saturday, June 28th, the Sarnia Rib and Craft Beer Fest in Hiawatha Horse Park, 7:30 London Line. It's free entry. It's live music. That might go on. The Sarnia Pop Culture Show, that is this weekend, Sunday, in the Point Edward Arena, is most likely canceled. Hiatus, delayed. But still, we might drive by there Sunday, so we're going to do a drive-by birthday shout on Sunday afternoon. Now, Sarnia Kinsmen Ribfest, June 19th, 21st, 2020. That's in Canatera Park, Sarnia. Ribs and tribute bands to AC/DC, Nickelback, Shania Twain, Bare Naked Ladies. Chatham Kent Ribfest, Saturday, July 11th, 2020 at 11 a.m. Tecumseh Park. Craft beer and ribs. It goes on until July 12th. Refined Fool second annual June Classic. That goes on June 5th to June 7th. The music, food, art, games. I was at that last year, so not a bad time. Mike, you old dirty bastard, there you are. I see you watching tonight, Mike, all the way from Los Angeles, California. Mike, the craft beer here for tonight is called Zane Lost His Avocado Bag, and it's by the Refined Fool Brewing Company in Sarnia, right here in Sarnia, Ontario. I tried it, not a bad beer. Now, I'll give it a rating later on out of 10 later on the blogcast. Mike, I've also got some Islay-Mish blended Irish whiskey going on there. So, all right, not too bad. So, anyways, now the beer show, May 8th, May 9th, 2020 at the Dante Club in Sarnia, Ontario, Canada. The Dante Club at $10 per entry, $25 weekend pass. That basically might be postponed, delayed, or on hiatus. So use any one of those three words. Take it, So, and I know the people that own the Dante Club are skittish right now. All right. So anyways, Blue Water Border Fest, Our Lady Peace and Finger 11, Saturday, July 25th, 5 p.m., Centennial Park. www.ticketscene.ca. That might not go on. Now, we may have the guys from Blue Water Border Fest, Mark and the guys, worked pretty hard last year, and we gave away tickets last year. So, yeah. So, all right. We gave away tickets last year. St. Thomas Poutine Feast, Thursday till Saturday, May 28th. Thursday, May 28th. Let's see there. Yeah. Thursday, Jackie. Happy birthday to you, Jackie. Oh, yeah, that was last week. Anyways, Jacqueline, I'm glad you joined us for tonight because tonight's beer is called Zane Lost His Avocado Bag. And this is by Refined Fool Brewery right here in Sarnia, Ontario. I'll give it a rating later on out of 10 in the blogcast. I tried it. Not that bad. It's not that bad of a beer. So, all right. So anyways, self-quarantining, probably. St. Thomas Poutine Feast. Who does not like poutine in here? Thursday, May 28th. And it goes till Saturday. Pinafore Park, 95 Elm Street, St. Thomas, Ontario. Going to be loads of poutine there. I'm going to wave to Jacqueline. There we go. All right. Family fun. There's going to be DJ, there'll be games, and lots of poutine. I was at the Poutine Feast last year in Sarnia with Denise, and pretty good. The upper deck guys, if you're watching and listening, they make great poutine. I had like the Meat Lovers poutine there, and normally I'm not a poutine eater, but I made an exception for this one. So, all right. Well, anyway. Okay. So now, tonight we're going to talk about like a lot of things here. We're going to know the career of Brian Dennehy, the late actor, legendary, marvelous actor, character actor. We're going to talk about his movie, The Tommy Boy. We're going to talk about classic guitar duos, L.A. Guns, Tracii Guns and Mick Cripps. We're going to talk about the classic tag team, the Hollywood Blondes, Steve Austin and Brian Pillman. Plus, we're going to talk briefly about longtime WWE announcer Howard Finkell, who also passed away earlier this week. And the XFL, a little bit about the XFL folding and the WWE cuts, and former NFL player Jed Collins. All right, so let's get some countdowns here anyways. All right, so, yeah. All right. So anyways, Mother's Day is in 23 days. Father's Day is in 65 days. Excuse me. Memorial Day for my American buddies watching is in 38 days. Canada Day is in 75 days. Independence Day is in 77 days. Summer is in just 45 days. And our first long weekend, Victoria Day long weekend, is in 31 days. All right. Oh yeah, I also forgot. I want to give a special shout out to my niece Rowan, who's also turning 13 today. She's a teenager now, officially. Okay, yeah, liking that. All right, yeah. Oh, well, all right. All right, so, yeah. Okay, so tonight's beer, before we get to all the Brian Dennehy and all that, tonight's beer is Zane lost his avocado bag, and that is by the Refined Fool Brewing Company here in Sarnia, Ontario, Canada. And I tried it, not a bad beer. I'll give it a rating out of 10 later on in the blogcast, so if anybody wants to call the rating right now, feel free to do so. So, anywho, now, all right. Yeah, Friday night, you're bored. So anyways, now, this past week, oh, good, okay, yeah. This past week, Brian Dennehy, a legendary actor, character actor, passed away from cardiac arrest Wednesday, April 15th. It wasn't the coronavirus, it was cardiac arrest, most likely meaning heart attack. Now I remember this guy, like he was born July 9th, 1938, Bridgeport, Connecticut. He began his professional acting career in the early 1970s. So, oh yeah, wait, hold on. One's for you, Mr. Dennehy. All right. So now he began, like I said, he began his professional acting career in the 1970s with movies like Semi-Tough, co-starring Burt Reynolds, Foul Play, starring Goldie Hawn and Chevy Chase, 10, starring 70s sex symbol Bo Derek, Cocoon. I remember that with Steve Guttenberg, Legal Eagles with Robert Redford, FX, Tommy Boy with Chris Farley. First Blood with Sylvester Stallone, Gladiator, right up until 2019 and 2020, 3 Days with Dad, and Son of the South. So, now, he had lots of TV roles. He was like on everything from Kojak, Dynasty, Knots Landing, Miami Vice, Dallas, MASH, Just Shoot Me, The West Wing, 30 Rock, Rules of Engagement, The Good Wife, The Big C, Hap and Leonard, and from 2016 to 2019 had a recurring role on The Blacklist, TV show The Blacklist, starring James Spader. So, now, all right. So, and actually, before we get Mr. Dennehy, this one's to you. Of all the legendary veteran character actors I wanted to have a drink with, Mr. Dennehy was one of them. So, cheers, Mr. Dennehy. All right. And later on we'll talk about the movie Tommy Boy. Because that was a hilarious movie. Now, he even did theater too. Like, he did Death of a Salesman, Translations, Inherit the Wind, Desire Under the Elms, The Homecoming, The Iceman Cometh, and he did he did a very good rendition of Shakespeare's Twelfth Night. So I wouldn't even. Shakespeare is hard for an actor to do. Like, and he pulled it off. Even Mel Gibson did Shakespeare. So, anyways, so now, and he's also he's won a ton of awards too. Like, I mean, winner of the Cable Ace Awards. He's he's won Tony Awards, Golden Globe Awards, Producers Guild Awards, Screen Actors Guild Awards, nominated for Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor. There isn't an award he hasn't won or been nominated for. Now, I think that his best standout roles were First Blood in 1982. That's with, like, Rambo First Blood. Now, he played Sheriff Will Teasel, who pursued Rambo. First Blood starring Sylvester Stallone and Richard Crenna. And it didn't work out too well for Brian Dennehy's character, Sheriff Will Teasel. Tommy Boy, 1995, with Chris Farley, played Big Tom Callahan. And that was hilarious, and we'll get to that after that. Yeah. And Cocoon, the 1985. I saw that movie. That was an excellent movie with Steve Guttenberg. Dennehy played an alien coming to Earth. Played an alien named Walter. FX in 1986. That was an awesome movie too. He played Lieutenant Leo McCarthy. Righteous Kill in 2008, Lieutenant Hingis. Now, he was alongside Al Pacino and Robert De Niro, and you can't go. And those are two like actors that you have to keep your acting chops up around. They don't screw around. To Catch a Killer, 1992, he played serial killer John Wayne Gacy. Now that was probably the creepiest moment of his career. And he had to imagine like getting in character and researching John Wayne Gacy. Voyage of Town, 1998 TV movie. He played the president. And that movie, actually, a virus breaks out on a cruise ship where the president is on, and they have to lock it down. So, much like Mirrored today, you know. So, I want to salute Mr. Brian Dennehy, wherever you are right now, sir. Cheers. You've had a life well lived and a career, amazing career. Cheers, Mr. Dennehy. There we go. There we go. So, all right. David, Mr. Beckingham, I see you've just joined us. We were just talking about Brian Dennehy. Mr. Beckingham, the beer for tonight, craft beer for tonight, is Zane Lost His Avocado Bag. And that is by the Refined Fool Brewery in Sarnia, Ontario. And I will give it a rating later on in the Blogcast. This beer, there's not that much information on it. It says this champagne-like IPA is a pale, dry, bubbly delight. 7.6 alcohol volume. Yes. So there's not that much information. Other than that, there's not that much information, but it's not that bad of a beer. So, all right. Anyways. All right. So anyways, before we get into like the movie Tommy Boy, I'll just recap like last Wednesday I had Wine O'Clock Wednesday, this past Wednesday, and I forgot to give the wine a rating later on air. It was called the Original Smoking Loon. It's an old wine, Zinfandel, and it was by Don Sebastian and Sons in Napa, California. So I gave it a rating of 10 out of 10. It was a damn good wine. And it was Eddie Van Halen's favorite wine for a while in the 2004 Van Halen reunion tour with Sammy Hagar, right up until he stopped drinking. So, And we talked about veteran character actor Mike Starr. We talked about the TV show The Mob Doctor. We did classic guitar heroes Dave Mustaine and Marty Friedman of Megadeth. On this day in Van Halen history. We talked about classic tag teams Deuce and Domino. And George Steinbrenner's son Hank Steinbrenner, who passed away last year. And we talked about the folding of the XFL. So a little later on we'll get into more detail on that. So, all right. Oh yeah. So, and I posted interviews with Brian Dennehy on my Facebook page and the Blogcast page. Plus, I think a couple of movie trailers he was in. I know I definitely posted the First Blood, Rambo First Blood trailer he was in. So there we go. Yeah, liking that. All right. So, yeah. Bet you someone's a little jealous. So, all right. Okay, so we're going to get to Tommy Boy. Oh, that is good Scotch whiskey. That is Islay Mist aged blended Scotch whiskey. And it, surprisingly, sometimes I surprise myself with the combinations of craft beers and whiskey or rum. So, all right. So anyways, now Tommy Boy came out in 1995. It made money. It was a box office hit. Basically, the cast was Chris Farley as Tommy Callahan III, David Spade as Richard Hayden, Bo Derek as Beverly Barish, Julie Warner as Michelle Brock, Dan Aykroyd as Ray Zielinski, Rob Lowe as Paul Barish, and Brian Dennehy as Big Tom Callahan. So, Christy, I see you've just joined us for tonight. Christy, the beer for tonight is, craft beer for tonight is Zane Lost His Avocado Bag. And it is by the Refined Fool Brewing Company in Sarnia, Ontario, Canada. And I will give it a rating out of 10 later on out of 10 in the blogcast. But if you want to call it now. So, we just finished briefly talking about Brian Dennehy and last Wednesday's Wine O'Clock Wednesday blogcast. So, there we go. Anywho, now, Tommy Boy, I've seen this movie so many times. The plot of Tommy Boy, after 7 years of college, Tommy Callahan Jr. Graduates from college. Now, his dad, Big Tom Callahan, gives him an executive job at the family auto parts plant, Callahan Auto, complete with an office. Big Tom intends to marry Beverly Barish. He met her at a fat farm. She has a son, Paul Barish. Now, now, Paul is his supposedly new stepbrother. Now, they get married. Big Tom, during the wedding, dies of a heart attack. And now, the local bank, Callahan Auto had loans to the local bank, which they applied for loans. The local bank denies the loan to the plant, but on the condition they'll give it if Tommy can sell enough brake pads, then the bank will grant the loan. So Tommy and Richard go on the road, conduct sales trips. Many sales trips fail. They're successful, but Beverly and Paul are really con artists. They're really they're not mother and son. They're really paired up, partnered up. And now Beverly wants to sell her shares in the company to Ray Zielinski of Zielinski Auto Parts. And so now Tommy, Richard, and Michelle discovered that Beverly and Tom's marriage was never really that legal. Tommy dresses as a suicide bomber, wants to get into the boardroom, just as oh God, what's her name again? Oh, Beverly Barish is just about to sell her shares to Richard Zielinski, and now, as I said, their marriage was never legal, so she has zero. She has no legal right to Callahan Auto or the shares. Tommy gets Ray Zielinski to sign a purchase order for 500,000 brake pads. Zielinski doesn't realize he's being played, he's being had. Big Tom controlling shares. Now Big Tom's controlling shares revert back to Tommy, who doesn't want to sell the company. He's the rightful heir of Callahan Auto. Richard Zielinski congratulates him on, you slipped one by me, kid. But that's never going to happen again. Paul Barish runs across the street to escape from the cops. Well, if you've seen the movie, you know what happens. Falls into, oh God, how do I explain this? Gets a big, boxing bag right down to his crotch. Zielinski takes Beverly Barish to his restaurant to eat, and happy ending there. So, all right, I've posted the movie trailers and a couple of scenes from Tommy Boy on the Facebook page, on my Facebook page, and the Blogcast page. So, yeah. So, all right. Friday night, just sit back here. Anyways, I'm going to give a toast throughout the evening to Mr. Brian Dennehy for a long and legendary career. So, there you go, sir. All right. Anywho, that's not a bad beer. Zane lost his avocado bag. So, all right. So, we're going to switch gears here and talk about classic guitar duos. Now, if you grew up with the in the 80s, or if you like 80s music, hair bands, LA Guns, they weren't exactly a hair band. They were more like they're more an offshoot of Guns N' Roses. Now, LA Guns was formed in 1983 by guitarist Tracii Guns, and Mick Cripps later joined on. But their classic sound, they made about four albums before Mick Cripps left. But it was such a classic, gritty sounding guitar, or gritty sounding band. Now, Tracii Guns, his main guitars of choice were Gibson Les Pauls, Dean Cadillacs, BC Rich Gunslingers, Kramer Gunstar Voyager. Now, his main amplifier were Marshall Plexi 1959 SLP 100 watt, 1969 Marshall Basket Weave 4x12 cabinet, a Berger BC30 12x12 2x12 combo amp, Fender Super Reverb 1974 silver face Marshall, and his signature Marshall 50 watt head. Now his pedals, Magic Box BB1 Body Blow, and Magic Box VB1 Variant Boost, and an MXR M2234 analog chorus, a Boss SD1 Super Overdrive pickups. He uses DiMarzio Super Distortion pickups, and for strings he uses Apex strings. So, now Mick Cripps. Oh, fuck. Yeah. All right. Well, anyways, Mick Cripps, Fender guitars, Gibson Les Pauls, Kramer guitars, 1954 Les Paul. Basically, they've almost used the same setup here. His amplifier was a 1969 Marshall Plex. Pedals like an NMXP analog chorus, Boss, Super Overdrive. Now I posted several songs like from LA Guns, and the Tracii Guns' Rig Rundown, an interview with Mick Cripps. Now the essential LA Guns here for me and as a fan was their first album, LA Guns 1988. They've got the songs No Mercy, Electric Gypsy, Bitches Back, Sex Action, showcase the real showcase Guns and Cripps's intertwining guitar, Tracii's lead guitar with Mick Cripps's rhythms, really they followed that up with Cocked and Loaded in 1989. Now here's where they really let loose, Rip and Tear, The Ballad of Jane. Yeah, I posted Rip and Tear, The Ballad of Jane, Never Enough on my Facebook and the Blogcast page. Those songs kick some serious ass. So, oh yeah, and the groovy Wheels of Fire too. Now 1991, they released Hollywood Vampires. This is probably the beginning of the end for, as with most, anything that came from LA was going to be destroyed by grunge music in late 1991. So, now with, Hollywood Vampires, they released in 1991. Over the Edge, Here It Comes, It's Over Now, Kiss My Love Goodbye. Those are the essential songs on that album. They really kick some ass. Now, they released Vicious Circle in 1994, and I liked it. I liked that album, but the band kind of disappeared. They didn't disappear. They just it was bad timing. But Kiss of Death, Face Down, No Crime, Killing Machine. If you ever get a chance, check out those songs on Vicious Circle. And it was after this that Mick Cripps left LA Guns in 1995 to focus on a solo career, put another band together. Tracii Guns would, leave and join LA Guns off and on, 2012, and over the years, 2012, 13, 14, and 2016, he would finally leave LA Guns for good. And they're still together, but there's two different versions of LA Guns, that right there, what I said, those albums, those are the classic albums, those with the classic lineup of singer Phil Lewis, guitarist Mick Cripps, lead guitarist Tracii Guns, bass player Kelly Nichols, and drummer Steve Riley. So they went through, I guess, they went through so many lineup changes. All right. Well, anyway, let's get to some This Week in Van Halen history. So, yuck. All right. Cheers to Mr. Dennehy, and you've lived a long and you've had a legendary career. So, cheers, rest in peace, Mr. Brian Dennehy. So, all right. So, now This Week in Van Halen history. Now, April 13th, 1980, Van Halen plays the Colfax Arena in St. Paul, Minnesota. April 13th, 2013, David Lee Roth appears on an episode of Real's National Network. Van Halen, or April 14th, 1982, Van Halen released Diver Down. Their, third or fourth album. April 14th, 1978, Van Halen plays the Will Rogers Arena in Fort Worth, Texas. April 16th, 1993, David Lee Roth is arrested in New York for buying a buying marijuana and possession of marijuana at $10 a bag. So, wow. April 16th, 1979, Van Halen plays Jansen Beach in Portland, Oregon. April 17th, 1988, David Lee Roth plays a Spectrum in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. April 17th, 1980, Sammy Hagar plays the Odeon Theatre in Birmingham, England. So, all right, and that's all this week in Van Halen history. So, all right. Oh, yeah. It's Friday night. You got nothing better to do. Thanks for tuning in to Big Jim Blogcast Live 2.0, episode 127. Now, we're going to talk about like a classic tag team here, the Hollywood Blondes, Steve Austin and Brian Pillman. He was stunning Steve Austin before he became Stone Cold Steve Austin and Brian Pillman. Their combined weight was 480 pounds. Now, they formed in 1993, and they feuded with Shane Douglas and Brad Armstrong, Scott Steiner and Marcus Bagwell, Dustin Rhodes and Barry Windham. The Four Horsemen like Ric Flair, Paul Roma, Ole and Arn Anderson. You also feuded with Rick Steamboat and Shane Douglas. Now, March 27, 1993, the Hollywood Blondes would win the NWA WCW World Tag Team Championships from Ricky Steamboat and Shane Douglas. They would lose the title to Paul Roma and Arn Anderson at Clash of the Champions. Now, their pay-per-view appearances, they were at the Clash of the Champions in 92, 93. Same with Beach Blast, 1992 and 93. Oh, turkey, right on. Oh, yeah. Why were you guys eating turkey for? Just curious. Now, they had like a cool catchphrase too. Now, they split up for about they were off TV for about a month and a half, and then now the Hollywood Blondes' last match will be on October 30th, 1993 on WCW Saturday Night. During that their time apart, Stunning Steve got a new manager, Colonel Rob Parker. Now, their last match on October 30th, 1993, they lost, and Brian attacked Colonel Rob Parker. Austin then in turn attacked and turned on Brian Pillman, thus ending the Hollywood Blondes. Rob Parker said to Brian Pillman, if you were a horse, you had a bad leg, I'm going to shoot you and put you down. Now, and then the rest, then they split up. And Austin would linger on for a while, so would Brian Pillman. But they would both be released by WCW. Steve Austin, as you know, went on to the WWE and became Stone Cold Steve Austin. So, and Brian Pillman would also go on to the WWE. But sadly, Brian passed away October 5th, 1997. But their catchphrase was, whenever they were done with an interview or a match, Pillman or Austin would like go, your brush with greatness is over. So that was pretty funny. Yeah. So earlier this week, the WWE, and it's been a shitty week for the WWE so far. All right. It's been a real shitty week for the WWE and for most of its employees. Now they lost Howard Finkell, the Fink, longest tenured WWE employee, passed away August 16th, 69 years old, and it's not from the coronavirus. He would start working for the WWE in 1975 when it was known as the WWE. He was their longest tenured employee. He was, in addition to his main backstage announcing duties, he was also had other backstage roles like in talent relations and also in creative and a wide variety of other roles. Now, and he was also inducted into the 2009 WWE Hall of Fame. Now, you would think that he would just be an announcer, but he feuded with Harvey Whippleman in 1992, and they would on a Monday Night Raw, June 9, 1995. Whippleman and Howard Finkell had a tuxedo match, which the Fink won just by tearing off his tuxedo. Now, the last few years of his life, he would mostly work backstage for WWE, and now Vince, here's what I get that you want to improve your product. He was phased out but brought back for the major events. WWE wanted to go with younger, prettier Lillian Garcia, good announcer. Tony Chimmel, good announcer. Justin Roberts, but he always managed to announce all the big ones. So, cheers to you, Mr. Howard Finkell, the longest serving WWE employee. Cheers. I don't think, with all that's happened in the WWE this week, your job was pretty safe. Howard Finkell's job was pretty safe to say. So, yeah. So, anyways, now, and I posted a few promos of his on my Facebook page and the Blogcast page. Now, earlier this week, on last time on Wine O'Clock Wednesday, I talked about the XFL 2020 and the WWE cuts. Basically, due to the coronavirus and the XFL, Vinnie Mac had no other choice but to shut the XFL down. The XFL fired for bankruptcy and is now currently up for sale, looking for a new buyer. Now, it's all because of the coronavirus pandemic. And I've made this clear that Vince McMahon, the WWE has a $500 million cushion. So they're all right. They're never going to go out of business. They're never going to go bankrupt with the $500 million cushion. So, as you can imagine, with the XFL 2020 shutting down, and it was actually entertaining this time around. I liked watching it. I caught a bit of it. Now, yeah, like I said, it was actually entertaining. But with the XFL shutting down, heads are going to roll within the WWE. And they did. So, now, nearly 30, and there's going to be rumored to be more coming in the next week. Vince McMahon and the WWE laid off or fired close to 30 employees. Now, among them, they were superstars, they were trainers, there was one writer, one referee, and a next announcer. And you know that anything that doesn't make Vince McMahon money, or anyone that will be terminated. Now the names that surprised me were, and I guess loyalty doesn't mean anything, or tenure doesn't mean anything to Mr. McMahon. But hey, this is a business, and I get it. So, and they've got to survive, which is shitty. So, oh no, which is shitty. I get it. Now, among them, the names, Mike Chioda. He was a 31-year referee, going back all the way to the 1989 Survivor Series. I've heard, Kurt Angle, who was a producer, got, was turf laid, some of these employees are on furlough, Mike Rotunda. Now, he was best known as IRS and was a tag team champion with Barry Windham, the U.S. Express. And his son is, Firefly Funhouse. The name escapes me right now. He wasn't fired. He's now a trainer in Next. He was put on furlough. That means you're not going to get paid, but you're going to get the benefits. But the WWE is not going to pay you. Fit Finley, former wrestler, a former hardcore champ, also a trainer, was put on furlough. Lance Storm, who went to work for the WWE and gave up his wrestling school, who was a producer, trainer, is also put on furlough. Rusev, which was surprising to me because he was a most high profile, but I think he was asking for his release wasn't happy. Zack Ryder, an IC champ. Those two automatically, I think, All Elite Wrestling are going to snap them up. But, Mike and Maria Kanellis, useless. I don't care. Billy Kidman, who came from WCW as a producer, he's put on furlough. Scott Armstrong of the Armstrong family, who was also a trainer, put on furlough. Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson. They, I think, were asking for the releases, and they got them with a no-compete. And they don't have to have the no-compete clause, usually 90-day or 30 days. Shane Helms, former wrestler, producer, put on furlough. Now, 3 other Performance Center coaches and 1 writer, and Jerry Soto, an announcer, were all cut. Goodbye, see ya later on. And that really sucks. But, it's reality. In life, it's a business. And they'll get hired somewhere, somehow. But it does suck. And it's rumored that more cuts are coming. And I don't think anybody's job is safe. So, yeah. So, which means, I honestly think that All Elite Wrestling, headed by Tony Khan, are going to pick up Mike Chioda, Kurt Angle, Rusev, Zack Ryder, Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, for the name value only. So, yeah. Like I said, if I said last Wednesday, it's a buyer's market for All Elite Wrestling and Ring of Honor and other independent wrestling promotions looking to pick up talent. So, and then the WWE got the Florida governor in Florida to deem the WWE business as essential. So backstage, you know what? President Donald Trump named Vince McMahon and Dana, the UFC owner. I forget what he named them. So Rob, I see you watched. So anyways, Florida deemed WWE essential to its economy. So now it's an essential business. Now, yeah. So, now, and like I said, it's a buyer's market. With these producers and wrestlers being released, the only thing wrestlers I think have name value, and plus the referee Mike Chioda will be great in AEW with his 31-year, who worked 31 years for the WWE, going all the way back to 1989 Survivor Series. I think like Lance Storm, Rusev, Zack Ryder, Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson are the only ones that would be really any value to All Elite Wrestling or any of the other independents. But it does suck. It does suck getting fired. I get it. I understand it. WWE is a business, and they're not hurting for money. They have a $500 million cushion. So, yeah. And I think this would be the best time now for all the wrestlers in WWE to unionize. Because they pretty much got McMahon by the balls. So, but hey, that's just my opinion. Anywho, yeah. So, alright, people. Oh, God. So, I'm going to switch gears here. We're going to talk about NFLer Jed Collins. Now, he was a former... This guy's career, like, born March 3rd, 1986. He's only 34 years old. But he had, like, quite a career, like, in NFL football. 252 pounds, 6'1", two-sport letterman in football and basketball. Recruited to Washington State as a linebacker, excuse me. Now, pro career, he began his pro career in 2008 in the NFL 2008 draft, signed by the Philadelphia Eagles. A month later, cut by the Eagles, signed by the Chicago Bears in October 2008. Cut by the Bears. November 2008, signed by the Cleveland Browns, cut by the Browns. January 2009, signed by the Kansas City Chiefs, cut by the Chiefs. November 2009, signed to the Arizona Cardinals, as to the practice squad, but cut. December 2009, re-signed with the Cleveland Browns, but then cut again. August 2010, signed with the Tennessee Titans, but they cut him a month later, September 4th. September 2010, signed with New Orleans Saints on the practice squad. The Saints started as a Saints starter and fullback, but signed Detroit Lions offered him a better deal. Signed a one-year deal with the Detroit Lions in March 2014. March 2015, signed a one-year deal with Dallas Cowboys, but cut on May 18th. Now, not much for NFL stats, but rushing yards, 68 rushing yards, like receptions, 34. So, receiving touchdowns, 5. So, journeyman football player. All right. So, anywho, the beer for tonight is Zane Lost His Avocado Bag. And it's by the Refined Fool Brewery right here in Sarnia, Ontario. And you know what? Fill that up fill that right up right there. So I'm gonna give it one last swig, and then I'll give a rating on it. I'll give it an 8. 8 out of 10. So, anyways, yeah, alright. I posted that. Alright. Alright, yeah. So anyway, I want to give you guys like a motivational, inspirational quote here. The distance between sanity and genius is measured only by success. And that's by Bruce Hairstein. I'll say that again. The distance between insanity and genius is measured only by success. So, all right. So anywho, yeah, 8 out of 10 on the, oh, God. All right, last random bongo solo of the night. Yeah, birthday shout-outs, Helena Sousa, Gerald Dove, Daryl MullenAaron Brown, Monica Bagshaw, Sherry Haywood, Jeff SinfieldShawna, GeorgeMike, McintoshKerri Hill, my uncle Michael Brown, Michelle Gross. We talked about Brian Dennehy. Oh, actually, Mr. Dennehy, cheers. Long legendary career, wherever you right now. I hope you're at peace with yourself. So cheers, Mr. Dennehy. We talked about a movie he had a hand in, Tommy Boy with like Chris Farley. We talked about the classic guitar duos, Tracii Guns and Mick Cripps of LA Guns. This week in Van Halen history, we talked about the classic tag team, the Hollywood Blondes. Stunning Steve Austin and Brian Pillman, Flying Brian Pillman. We saluted Howard Finkell. Talked about a little bit of the XFL and WWE cuts, and sports, Jed Collins. So I hope you're all out there practicing social distancing. I'd like not to go back to work on the 30th. I'd like to have like an extended vacation. I don't know how anybody else feels like about that, but I mean, that's just me though. We were scheduled to go back on the 30th. Part of me thinks that's going to happen. Part of me thinks that's not going to happen. So, but stay safe, everyone. And you may see me Sunday, you may not. So, cheers.